Have you ever looked at someone and thought, why do they seem destined for success? Why does wealth come to them, not like a lucky strike, but like something inevitable? Let me tell you something surprising. For Taurus, the so-called stubborn and simple sign, becoming rich isn't a dream, it's a natural result of who they are inside. Behind their calm smile, behind their steady routines, there's a hidden blueprint for creating real, lasting abundance. It's not about chasing trends. It's not about overnight success. It's about something deeper, something written in their nature. In this video, we're going to dive inside the Taurus mind. We'll explore their hidden fears, their emotional needs, and their unique way of seeing the world. You'll learn how these forces quietly push Taurus toward wealth, step by step, without them even realizing it. And this isn't just for Taurus. Whether you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Scorpio, what you discover today could help you change the way you think about your own path to success. So, are you ready to uncover the millionaire mindset hidden inside Taurus energy? If you enjoy discovering the secrets of human nature, and make sure to like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more deep insights. Now, let's begin. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Taurus craves security. Not just financial security, emotional security, physical security. It's deep in their soul. Maybe you've felt it too. That silent fear of instability. The fear that one wrong step could take everything away. For Taurus, this fear doesn't paralyze them. It fuels them. It shapes every choice they make. When they work late into the night, when they carefully save every dollar, when they choose the safe option over the exciting gamble, it's not because they're boring, it's because they're protecting themselves, building walls around their life, creating a fortress of stability. You might know someone like that, the friend who always plans 10 steps ahead, the colleague who never takes sudden risks, the family member who never spends without thinking. Sometimes you wonder why they're so cautious. But if you could see inside their heart, you'd understand. They're not running from wealth, they're running from fear, and that fear silently guides them straight toward financial success. And then there's something Taurus rarely talks about: their love for the sensual world. You might think that means they're materialistic, but it's deeper than that. Taurus feels life through their senses. The softness of silk, the warmth of sunlight on their skin, the taste of good food, the comfort of a safe home. For Taurus, wealth isn't just a number in the bank. It's a way to touch life, to experience the world in a way that feels real, tangible, and comforting. They don't chase luxury to impress others. They chase it to soothe themselves, to feel alive, to feel safe. Picture someone buying a beautiful house, not because it's big, but because every room makes them feel protected. Every corner feels like a hug. That's Taurus energy. They don't want to flaunt success, they want to feel it. And that emotional connection to comfort and beauty keeps them moving forward, chasing stability through abundance. But no Taurus does it alone. Their loyalty is legendary. But loyalty, for Taurus, isn't just about sticking by people. It's a survival strategy. Think about it. When you build stable, long-lasting relationships, you're building a safety net. Taurus surrounds themselves with people they trust, people who believe in their vision, people who won't disappear when things get tough. They invest their time, their energy, their love into people who help them build a stronger life. That business partner who sticks around through hard times. That friend who offers honest advice when no one else dares. That quiet supporter who becomes the unexpected investor. Taurus knows that success is rarely a solo journey. So they build their team, slowly, carefully. And that loyalty, it pays off in ways they don't even expect. Maybe you've seen this happen. Someone who always chooses long-term relationships, who values quality over quantity in their friendships, who trusts slowly, but fully. One day, they find themselves supported in ways they never dreamed possible. Taurus teaches us that loyalty isn't weakness. It's one of the strongest investments you can make. And beneath it all, There's resilience. Real, grounded, unshakable resilience. When life knocks Taurus down, they don't break. They get back up. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, consistently. Because for them, giving up isn't an option. Financial setbacks don't scare them. Failed businesses don't stop them. Lost opportunities only teach them to move smarter next time. They understand, deep down, that success isn't built from lucky breaks. It's built from getting back up, over and over again. Have you ever watched someone lose everything, then slowly, silently, rebuild? Maybe they didn't talk about it, maybe no one even noticed, but step by step, they recreated what they lost. Stronger, wiser. Taurus energy is like that. Quiet strength, invisible persistence. And in the end, that's what makes them unstoppable. Now ask yourself, how many of these traits do you recognize in yourself? Maybe you're not a Taurus. Maybe your zodiac sign is different. But security, comfort, loyalty, resilience, these aren't just Taurus traits, they're human traits. And understanding how Taurus uses them can help you unlock your own path to wealth. Because in the end, building a stable, abundant life isn't about luck. It's about understanding what your heart truly needs and learning how to protect it, like Taurus does, every single day. If you've ever known a Taurus, you've probably noticed how they stick to their routines, day after day, step after step. To outsiders, it might look repetitive, even boring. But what's really happening underneath is something powerful. These routines are not just habits. They are rituals of control. Taurus uses structure as a way to silence chaos. Their daily plans, their careful schedules, their predictable actions, they're not about resisting change. They're about creating safety in a world that feels uncertain. Each small task completed gives them a sense of stability, a feeling that, no matter what happens around them, they are still moving forward, still in control of their life. And this quiet structure becomes the foundation of their wealth. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's steady. Think about someone in your life who always follows a plan. Maybe you've called them rigid. Maybe you've envied their discipline. What you're actually seeing is their method of survival, their way of building something solid, brick by brick. In a world obsessed with quick wins, Taurus reminds us that true success is often slow, and that's okay. Their patience is legendary, but it's more than just waiting. It's strategic patience. It's the wisdom of knowing that not every door needs to be opened today. Taurus understands that rushing is dangerous, that fast choices often lead to long regrets. They're not lazy, they're careful. When faced with a big decision like starting a business, investing their savings, or changing careers, they pause, they observe, they analyze every angle. They let time reveal the truth. While others jump in, hoping for instant success, Taurus waits for the right moment. And when that moment comes, they act decisively. Have you ever made a rushed choice, spent money you regretted, said yes to something you weren't ready for? We all have. And Taurus teaches us that sometimes the strongest move is not moving at all, just waiting, trusting that the right path will show itself when the time is right. Strategic patience isn't hesitation, it's power. Now, let's talk about something Taurus rarely shows the world: their deep connection to nature. At first glance, this might seem unrelated to wealth, but actually, it's a secret source of their financial strength. Taurus feels at peace when they're surrounded by the natural world. They instinctively trust the steady growth of trees, the slow flow of rivers, the endless cycle of seasons. This connection teaches them an important lesson. Real growth takes time. Success, like a tree, must be nurtured slowly. This is why Taurus is naturally drawn to investments in land, property, or anything that feels real and enduring. Picture someone who buys a piece of land, not because it's trendy, but because they trust in the earth beneath their feet. Someone who chooses a business that feels solid, rather than a risky venture. This isn't caution. It's wisdom born from their relationship with nature. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by life, try stepping outside. Touch the earth, feel the wind, listen to the quiet. Like Taurus, you might remember that you too are part of something bigger, something steady, something that grows slowly but surely. And through all of this, Taurus's practicality stands firm. They are realists at heart. They don't build dreams in the clouds. They build them with their hands. Every choice they make is grounded in reality. When they spend money, it's with purpose. When they start a project, it's with a plan. Their practicality is not coldness. It's protection, a way of avoiding the pain of failure by choosing wisely from the start. But more than that, it's a quiet kind of love. Love for themselves, for their future, for the people who depend on them. Have you ever watched someone check every detail before making a move? Read every review before buying? Research every option before choosing? Maybe you thought they were overthinking, but perhaps they were protecting their peace. Taurus teaches us that practicality is not the enemy of dreams. It's the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, our goals remain fantasies. With it, they become plans, and plans can become achievements. As you reflect on these truths, remember this: you don't have to be born under the sign of Taurus to learn from their path. Maybe today is the day you create your own steady routine, or pause before your next big decision, or trust in something slow and real, like the earth itself. Perhaps now you'll see practicality not as a limitation, but as a tool, a quiet form of strength. And this is only the beginning, because the next part of our journey will reveal even deeper truths. The next insights aren't just practical, they touch the soul. Stay with me, because the final 3 lessons may be the most surprising and the most transformative of everything we've explored so far. Have you ever met someone who simply knows what something is worth? Not just the price, the real value. Taurus has this rare gift. They can walk into a situation, look at a product, a service, even a relationship, and sense its true worth. It's not magic. It's not guessing. It's a deep, inner sense of value that guides them. You might see them pass on a flashy opportunity that everyone else is chasing, or invest in something others overlook. Why? Because Taurus doesn't chase trends. They seek value. Imagine standing in front of 2 doors. One promises quick rewards. The other leads to slow, steady growth. Most people rush to the first door. Taurus chooses the second, not because they're cautious, but because they understand that what lasts is what matters. This sense of value affects everything they do. When they choose where to spend their time, who to trust, where to invest, they're always asking themselves, is this real? Is this worth my energy? And this simple question protects them. It shapes their path toward wealth, not through luck, but through wisdom. And when it comes to money, Taurus is different from most people. For them, money is not just numbers on a screen. It's not a prize to chase or a burden to carry. Money is a tool, a bridge, something they use to build the life they want. They're not extreme in how they handle money. They don't hoard every penny, fearing disaster. And they don't waste their earnings chasing momentary happiness. They walk the middle path, saving enough to feel secure, spending enough to feel alive. It's a balance most people struggle to find. But Taurus, by their nature, understands that balance brings peace. Think about your own life. Are you saving too much, missing out on joy, or spending too much, hoping to buy happiness? Taurus shows us that true abundance is not about denying yourself or indulging every desire. It's about harmony, knowing when to hold back and when to let yourself enjoy the fruits of your work. Now, what draws people to Taurus? It's not just their reliability, it's their quiet charisma, the way they make others feel safe, heard, and valued. People trust them, not because they ask for trust, but because they earn it, moment by moment. In business, this charisma opens doors. Investors listen, clients return, partners stay. Not because Taurus pushes, but because Taurus attracts. Like gravity, their steady presence, their calm voice, their honest actions, they pull people toward them without even trying. And that's a lesson for all of us. You don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to force people to follow you. Build trust, be steady, be honest. People will come. Opportunities will follow. Your network, your support system, your path to success, it all begins with the energy you bring into a room. Let it be calm, let it be steady. Like Taurus. But perhaps one of Taurus's most misunderstood strengths is their loyalty. People often think loyalty is just about standing by friends and loved ones. But for Taurus, loyalty is strategic. It's a foundation. They build long-term relationships, not just for emotional comfort, but for shared strength. Every loyal connection is like a brick in their wall of security. Every friendship they nurture, every partnership they protect, all of it forms a network that supports their journey toward wealth. They're not interested in fleeting connections. They don't chase temporary benefits. Instead, they invest their energy in people who matter, people who grow with them, people who stand beside them when things get hard. Maybe you've seen this in your own life, the colleague who stays loyal, even when your project struggles. The friend who never leaves, even when you fail. The client who keeps coming back. Not because you're the cheapest, but because you're the one they trust. Taurus teaches us that loyalty is not weakness. It's strength, a silent, powerful strategy that builds a life no storm can shake. So, as you listen now, think about the people in your life. Who stands by you? Who do you stand by? Those connections, they're worth more than gold. Nurture them, protect them. Because one day, they might be the very reason you succeed. Everything Taurus does, their sense of value, their balanced relationship with money, their quiet charisma, their deep loyalty, it's all connected, all part of the same journey. A journey not toward quick success, but toward lasting abundance. And yet, we're not done. Not even close. Because the next part of our exploration will reveal the most intimate secrets of Taurus's success, the truths that go beyond behavior and reach straight into their soul. In the next section, you'll discover 3 insights that might surprise you. Insights that explain why Taurus doesn't just build wealth, but creates a life that feels rich in every possible way. These are the lessons that many overlook, but once you hear them, you may never see Taurus or yourself the same way again. Sometimes in life, we move too fast, we rush decisions, we chase instant results, and often, we regret it later. Taurus, however, shows us a different way. Their greatest strength isn't in how quickly they move, it's in how long they're willing to wait. This isn't passive waiting, it's strategic. Taurus understands that time is a tool. They let opportunities ripen. They trust that good things take time to form, like a farmer watching the crops grow, like an artist waiting for inspiration to strike. Taurus knows the right moment will come, and when it does, they act calmly, decisively. No panic, no hesitation. Think about your own life. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you jumped too soon? Maybe you invested too early, or trusted someone too fast, or chose a path that wasn't truly right for you. Taurus reminds us that not every door must be open now. Sometimes, the wisest move is simply to wait, to trust the process. Their patience isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And that wisdom connects to something even deeper. Taurus has a quiet obsession with stability, not because they're afraid of change, but because they know instability costs energy. Chaos drains us. It distracts us. Taurus chooses professions, investments, even relationships that offer long-term peace. They'd rather earn slowly, steadily, than risk a big win followed by an even bigger loss. It's why you often see Taurus succeeding in areas like management, real estate, or crafts that require steady work. Because stability isn't just a preference for them. It's a strategy. Picture someone choosing a quiet, stable career over a risky startup. At first, others may laugh. But years later, that person holds the keys to a comfortable, secure life. Taurus understands that excitement fades, but stability lasts. They don't build for today, they build for decades, for a future where their energy isn't wasted on constant survival, but used to enjoy what they've created. That's the beauty of stability. And it's a lesson worth remembering. But Taurus doesn't stop there. Their mastery of practical skills is another hidden superpower. You see, Taurus doesn't waste time chasing impossible dreams. They focus on what they can control, what they can learn, what they can build with their own hands. Maybe it's running a small business. Maybe it's learning a trade. Maybe it's mastering a craft. Whatever it is, they pour their energy into something tangible, something that can become a reliable source of income. And this is where many people misunderstand Taurus. They think practicality means limiting yourself, that choosing a stable path means giving up on big dreams, but Taurus proves the opposite. By grounding their goals in practical action, they turn dreams into results. They don't just wish for success, they work for it, slowly, steadily, skill by skill, day by day. Let's make this real. Imagine someone who spends years learning woodworking, quietly perfecting their craft. Over time, they build a business, sell their creations, earn respect, not because they rushed, but because they stayed. Focused, patient, practical. Taurus energy is like that, and it's a reminder for us all. If you feel lost, start with what you can do today. Build small, build steady, build something real. But Taurus's connection to the earth might be the most symbolic part of their path. They're not dreamers floating above reality. They're grounded, rooted. They feel peace when they're close to nature, when their hands touch soil, when they walk in quiet forests or sit beside rivers. This connection shapes how they build wealth. They trust in things they can touch: land, property, resources that last. Their investments reflect their belief that what's real endures. And maybe that's something you can feel too. Think about moments when life felt overwhelming. Did you ever step outside? Feel the earth beneath your feet? Take a breath. Nature calms us because it reminds us that slow growth is true growth. Trees don't hurry, rivers don't rush, and yet they become mighty. Taurus carries that lesson in their heart. Their wealth grows like roots underground, quiet, unseen, but strong. So, as you reflect on Taurus's journey, ask yourself, where can you slow down? Where can you build stability instead of chasing chaos? What practical skill can you nurture, one day at a time? And when was the last time you trusted something as simple as the earth beneath your feet? Because in the next part of this journey, we're going even deeper, beyond strategy, beyond behavior, into the quiet emotions Taurus rarely shows. The final 3 insights reveal not just how Taurus builds wealth, but why their inner world shapes every step they take. And these lessons may challenge everything you thought you knew about success. Stay with me, the most profound truths are yet to come. There's something about Taurus that people often overlook. It's not how practical they are. It's not how stable they seem. It's something quieter, something deeper. It's their ability to build trust. Slowly, gently, consistently. People are drawn to Taurus because they feel safe around them. Safe to speak, safe to dream, safe to fail. This trust doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from small moments. A promise kept, a word honored. A hand extended when no one else noticed you were falling. In business, this matters more than most people realize. Trust opens doors that skill alone never will. It's why Taurus often becomes the silent leader, the reliable partner, the person people return to, again and again. Because when you trust someone, you want to build with them. You want to share your vision with them. You want to succeed together. Taurus understands this, not with words, but with actions. And over time, those quiet actions create something powerful: loyalty. Not just from others, but within themselves. a loyalty to their own path, their own truth. But there's one final piece of the puzzle, something that explains why Taurus keeps moving forward even when life gets hard. It's their resilience. Not loud resilience, not the kind that fights and shouts. Taurus carries a softer strength, a quiet, steady belief that no matter what happens, they will rebuild, they will recover, they will heal. Maybe life knocks them down, maybe they lose a job, a relationship, a dream, but they don't stop. They rest, they breathe, and then they start again. You might know someone like this, the person who seems calm even when everything falls apart, the one who loses but never complains, who disappears for a while, and when they return, they're stronger. Taurus teaches us that failure is not the end. Setbacks are not signs to give up. They're simply part of the path, a bend in the road, not a dead end. Resilience is knowing that slow progress is still progress. And that's the secret. Taurus doesn't build wealth because they're lucky or because they're smarter than everyone else. They build it because they trust, because they stay, because they get back up again and again, quietly, steadily, patiently. So, as we reach the end of this journey, maybe now you see Taurus differently. Maybe you see yourself differently too. Because the truth is, you don't have to be a Taurus to follow this path. You just need to slow down, to trust yourself, to choose wisely, to stand back up no matter how many times life pushes you down. Wealth isn't just money, it's stability, it's trust, it's the life you quietly build, step by step, while the world rushes past. And if you saw even a small piece of yourself in today's story, maybe it's time to honor that part of you. Maybe it's time to slow down, to build, to believe. If this message touched you, I invite you to subscribe. Not just for more videos about Taurus, but for deeper insights into the soul of every sign. Share this video with someone you trust, someone who might need to hear that slow is powerful, that steady is strong, that resilience is wealth. And stay with me, because in the next videos, we'll dive into stories that may surprise you even more. Stories about how your zodiac, your personality, your silent strengths can guide you to a life of meaning, not just success. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.